Hey y'all, it's Tony from Ropes and Wings. I just wanted to do a quick intro to this next video. I like to do that when I'm taking the video out of the sessions. I just want to show this video because this one is a good example of how parallel lives can be affecting this life. And I have the tree of life up behind me, which is a good example of how this all works. So the tree of life, you have a soul branch. And we, in this incarnation we are in right now, is one twig on this soul branch. And hypnosis, we're able to drop into another twig on that soul branch. And if one of those twigs on that branch is diseased, it spreads to the whole tree, the whole branch. So by being able to go into hypnosis, viewing these past, if you want to call them that, parallel lives, we're able to see what we need to heal from in those lifetimes because we're carrying some emotional trauma from each of those lifetimes. And it's really important to heal from that trauma. It heals the whole tree. It heals the whole branch. Every bit of healing that you do on yourself heals everyone. So we got to see a parallel life in this session, which was incredible. Then we also got to see the in-between time. So we went all the way to the death. We rested and healed in the in-between time. And then we kind of got to see how we select and choose our next adventure, which was pretty incredible. So the big takeaways from this session today is you never lose your sparkle. You might think you have, but it's always there. So be true to yourself. Everything has its purpose. Have faith. Everything is going to work out because you chose it to do that. And good things are coming, although they don't seem like they're there sometimes, but they're always there. They're coming. You chose the way. It's going to work out great. I want to thank my client for allowing me to share this beautiful session. It was an incredible session. And there's so much healing for everybody in each one of these sessions as you watch it. So I hope you enjoy. And if you'd like to book a session with me, I have all my links in the description. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to this video. And I will see you soon. I love you all. Pass your awareness down the body, starting at the head, and let me know if you find anything.
I have a little in my head.
What sensation do you get in your head?
Frustration.
Mm-hmm. So if Archangel Michael places net of white light around that frustration in the head, all the way around where that energy exists. And as we focus deeper on that frustration in your head, what color do you sense that to be?
Blue.
I'd like to speak to this blue energy that's causing frustration in the head. I'd like to speak to it. And if it had anything to say, what would it say?
It's tired.
Tell me why you're tired.
There's
What do you do?
always so much to do.
Mm-hmm. And what is it you're doing there in this one?
Trying to take care of her.
I understand you're trying to take care of her. So, you ever remember a time of having a human body?
No.
No. Let me help you out. If you're trying to take care of her, what's the reason that you're trying to take care of her?
To protect her.
Mm-hmm. And if you're trying to take care of her and protect her, you must have had a human body at some point. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Tell me about that. What name can I call you? What name did they call you when you had a human body?
I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. I have the angels and Kuan Yin that are gathered around you. They can help you to focus so you can remember. What name did they call you?
Malaya,
Malaya. It's good to speak to you, Malaya. How old are you?
my late 20s.
Mm-hmm. And what year is it for you, Malaya? What year did you come out of your human body?
Probably the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Malaya, let's go back to that day. Let's go back to that day and you can observe it as if it was happening to somebody else. What happened on that day that caused you to come out of your human body?
I was running late to work
Mm-hmm.
and I got in a car accident.
I see. Were you the only one in the car, Malaya?
Mm-hmm.
And what happened that you got in the accident?
I wasn't paying attention.
Mm-hmm. And when you lost control of the car, what did you hit?
Another car.
What part of your body was hurt the most, Malaya?
My head.
Mm-hmm. We'll have the angels. We're going to help heal you. You are whole. We're going to help you out. When you come up and out of your human body after this car accident where you struck your head, when you come up out of your body, what happened next?
I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. Where did you go to after they took you from the car, took your body from the car? How did you find this one? How'd you find this one so you could protect her?
Wandering.
Mm-hmm. And what attracted you to her? What was going on in her life?
Was stressed.
Mm-hmm. How old was she when she was stressed?
She was 21.
Yes. And you were trying to help her, keep her safe?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I know you didn't mean to, but Malaya, since you attached to her, what issues have you been causing this one? What have you brought with you?
Frustration.
Mm-hmm.
Worry. Anxiety.
And do you cause that pain in the head every now and then too?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Is there anything else, Malaya?
Mm-hmm.
No. And you're very tired and tired of trying to help. Is it okay if we show you home so you can detach from this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What I'd like you to do, Malaya, is go back to that day when you had the car accident. Instead of wondering and finding this one, what I want you to do is look around for that lightest source that'll pull you towards it like many, many magnets, just drawing you towards it. Tell me when you find that light. You see that light? When you look into that light, Malaya, who do you see in that light waiting for you?
An elderly man.
Mm-hmm. Do you recognize this elderly man?
He feels familiar, but no.
Mm-hmm. What does that elderly man say to you?
Welcome.
Mm-hmm. What else does he say?
We've been waiting.
Yes. And now do you recognize this elderly man? How does that make you feel, Malaya?
Safe.
Yes. Are you ready to go back home?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. What I'd like you to do is I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1. We're going to send a pulse of blue light through the net that I have you wrapped in, and this will help you to detach. I want you to help the angels place all your energy into the net so we can lift you out. I want this one to take all her energy back as well as we do this. 3, sending that pulse of blue light through the net, swirling through the net. Malaya is detaching and placing her energy into the net with the help of the angels, as this one's taking this energy, her energy back, and feeling this energy of Malaya lift off. It's all in the net now. 2, let's gently lift out now, almost out, and 1, out in the lightest source with this elderly gentleman. But before you go, Malaya, is there anything that you would like to tell this one?
You'll be fine.
Beautiful, thank you. Is there anything this one would like to tell Malaya before she goes? Beautiful. And as we cut the final cord between Malaya and this one, so we cut that final cord and we watch Malaya walk into the light of source with that elderly gentleman to heal and continue on her journey. What color light can we bring in for healing for you?
White light.
Beautiful. And as I strike the tuning fork for white light, I want you to place that frequency there, filling up that place, all those lower density feelings that weren't ours, just falling away, the frustration, the worry, the anxiety just fall away. And your intuition, your decision making, your inner guidance all come flooding back in, that connection to the divine and the higher self. How does that feel since we lifted that energy off?
Feels lighter.
Beautiful. Let's have Kuan Yin assist with the healing. Have Kuan assist with the healing there. And as she's doing that, we're going to continue with our scan. We're going to scan down the body, looking for any low-level, dense, or dark energy that should not be there. Any pain or discomfort, feelings or sensations, or emotions. Let me know if you find anything.
In my chest.
Mm-hmm. What sensation do you feel in your chest?
A heaviness.
Mm-hmm. Let's have Archangel Michael place his net of white light around the heaviness in the chest, all the way around where this energy exists. As we focus deeper on this energy causing the heaviness in the chest, what color do you sense this to be?
Red.
Beautiful. And I'd like to speak to this red energy causing the heaviness in the chest. I'd like to speak to it. If it had anything to say, what would it say?
I'm trying to find the words. It's just heavy.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's take a closer look at this heaviness in the chest. Since there's no words coming, what do you sense this heaviness to be?
It's grief.
Mm-hmm. Is this a stored emotion of grief that you place there?
Mm-hmm.
Or is this something else? Tell me more about that emotion that's been placed there. How did it get there?
I feel like I put it there.
Mm-hmm. Why was it placed there? Why did you put it there?
Prevent me from moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Attempt to protect you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that this doesn't have a consciousness that we need to speak to today. When you look deeply at it, is it emotion or is there a consciousness attached to it?
It feels like a consciousness there.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And I'd like to speak to that consciousness that's there. If it had anything to say, what would it say to me?
It's just the way it has to be.
Mm-hmm. Why are you there in this one? What are you doing there?
It seems fit.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever remember a time of having a human body?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me more about yourself. What name did they used to call you when you had a human body? What name can I call you?
Alec.
Nalig,
Alec.
Alec. And how old are you, Alec?
In my 40s.
Mm-hmm. And what happened in your 40s? What caused you to come out of your human body?
Lost my family in a fire.
Hmm. What year was this, Alec?
50s.
Hmm. And in the 1950s, when you lost your family in the fire, were you in that fire as well, Alec?
Mm-mm.
What happened to you when you lost your family in that fire?
I lived.
Yes. And since you lived and your family had died in that fire, what do you do? How did you come out of your human body?
And killed myself.
Hmm. What did you use to kill yourself, Alec?
A gun.
Hmm. We're here to help you today, Alec. When you committed suicide and used that gun to kill yourself, once you come up out of your human body, where did you go to next? What happened next?
Went to another person.
Hmm. Then how'd you go? How'd you find this one, Alec?
Wandering.
Hmm. So you left that other person. What attracted you to her?
Her sadness.
Hmm. What were you trying to do when you saw her sadness and her light shining? What were you trying to do, Alec?
Have somewhere to go.
Hmm. And how old was she when she was experiencing this sadness?
18.
Hmm. You needed some place to go. Were you trying to help her with this sadness?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I know you didn't mean to, Alec, because you were trying to help and you were wandering and looking for a place to be. But what issues have you brought with you to this one? What issues have you caused?
Grief.
Hmm.
Depression. She never leaves the past.
Hmm. Anything else?
A heavy burden.
Hmm. And is this heavy burden from you losing your family as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Do you have any anger associated with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Anything else, Alec?
Mm-mm.
We're going to help you out today, Alec, so you can get back home. Are you ready for us to help you, Alec, so you can detach?
Mm-hmm.
What I'd like you to do, Alec, is on that day that you committed suicide with a gun, once you go back to that day, and instead of wandering and finding someone else to attach to, I want you to look around for the lightest source. It'd be a light that draws you towards it like many, many magnets. Tell me when you find that light.
I found her.
Beautiful. And the angels are going to help you when you focus in on that light, Alec. Who do you see in that light waiting for you?
My family.
What do they say to you, Alec?
We love you.
Mm-hmm. What else do they say?
Welcome home.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Are you ready to go, Alec? How do you feel about that?
I feel good.
Beautiful. We're going to help you. In a moment, I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1. We're going to send a pulse of blue light through the net. This is going to help you to disconnect, Alec. I want you to help the angels place all your energy into that net we have you wrapped in. I want this one to feel this energy of Alec lift off the chest as we do this. 3, sending the pulse of blue light through the net, swirling through the net, detaching. Alec's placing his energy into the net. Beautiful. It's all in there. Let's gently lift out now. 2, almost down, and 1 out in the lightest source with his family. But before you go, Alec, is there anything that you would like to tell this one?
Take care.
Beautiful. Thank you. Is there anything this one would like to tell Alec before he goes?
Be happy.
Beautiful. As we cut that final cord between Alec and this one, cutting that cord as we watch Alec go with his family into the lightest source to heal and continue on his journey. What color light can we place there for healing for you?
Gold.
Beautiful. As I strike the tuning fork for the color gold, once you place that frequency there, feel those lower density feelings of grief, depression, falling away, just falling away. And as that frequency swirls outward, it's flooded with pure gold light, and your self-confidence, your inner power, that love and connection, compassion, forgiveness, and trust all come flooding back in. Your creativity and your joy, your sensuality, all comes flooding back in. How does that feel since we lifted that?
It feels nice.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's have Archangel Raphael continue to assist with the healing in that area. Bring that heart connection back online. As he is doing that, let's continue with our scan. Let's look for any low-level, dense energy that should not be there. Any emotions, pain, or discomfort, feelings or sensations. Let me know if you find anything.
In my lower stomach.
Mm-hmm. What sensation do you get in the lower stomach?
Like a sick aching.
Let's have Archangel Michael place his net of white light around this sick, aching feeling in the lower stomach, all the way around where this energy exists. As we focus deeper on that energy, what color do you sense that to be?
Brown.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like to speak to this brown energy causing the sick, achy feeling in the stomach. I'd like to speak to it. If it had anything to say, what would it say?
And go away.
Mm-hmm. Glad you're speaking to us. What are you doing there in this one?
And resting.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever remember a time of having a human body?
Mm-hmm.
What name did they used to call you?
And Olivia.
It's good to meet you, Olivia. Olivia, how old are you?
17.
Mm-hmm. And Olivia, what happened? What year is it for you?
2000.
What happened in 2000, Olivia? What happened to your human body in 2000?
I got bullied.
Mm-hmm. And when you were bullied, what'd you do or what happened to you?
They told me I was fat.
Mm-hmm. And what did that cause you by them telling you that you were fat?
Pain.
Mm-hmm.
shame,
Yes. And then what happened as a result of that pain and shame?
I just ended it.
Hmm. And what issues did that cause you?
Multiple things.
Hmm. And
How was I gonna live a life if I wasn't pretty?
hmm I see. The angels gathered around you. You are complete and you are very pretty. You are whole. And so, what did you do because you thought you weren't pretty?
I ended it
How did you end it?
down the street.
Hmm. What'd you do down the street?
I used a knife.
Hmm. And before you had killed yourself with a knife, did it cause you any kind of eating disorders?
Hmm.
Yes. What disorder did it give you?
A variety.
Hmm. I see. And when you killed yourself with a knife, you cut yourself, after you come out of your human body, what happened next?
And found another girl.
Hmm. And what attracted you to that girl?
She was just like me.
Hmm. And what happened that you left that girl?
She also died.
Hmm. Because similar issues that you had?
No.
Hmm. See, and then how did you find this one? What was going on in her life that you found her?
She started to look around.
Hmm. What was she looking for?
Validation.
Hmm. And this is what attracted you to her?
Hmm.
Hmm. And she was looking for that validation. What was she trying to do by finding that validation?
Take away her insecurities.
Hmm. And how old was she when this started happening?
14.
Hmm. And Olivia, what were you trying to do by being with this one?
Was trying to show her the way.
Hmm. Because you didn't want what happened to you to happen to her. Is that correct?
Hmm.
Yes. And I know you didn't mean to because you were just trying to help Olivia. But what issues did you bring with you? What issues did you cause to this one?
Awful eating habits and an eating disorder.
Hmm. What else?
Insecurity, shame,
Mhm.
guilt, worry.
Anything else?
Mm-mm.
Did you cause any physical issues other than the eating disorder?
Probably the evil eye.
Hmm. Tell me about that evil eye.
Just making her causing her issues.
Mm-hmm. I see. And are you there by yourself, Olivia? Or is there anything else with you?
Seems like something else is here.
Yes. Can you tell me about what else is there?
It's behind my shoulder.
Mm-hmm. It's separate from you, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. We have that net. We'll place that net around whatever's behind Olivia in this one, all the way around. Have Archangel Michael capture that. Keep that there. Olivia, we're going to help you out. Is there any other issues that you've caused this one? So we can help
Mm-mm.
you both heal.
No.
Beautiful. We'd like to help you out, Olivia. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What I'd like you to do, Olivia, is on that day that you took your life with the knife, that day that you come out of the human body, what I want you to do is I want you to look around for that light as source. Be a bright light that pulls you towards it like many, many magnets. Tell me when you find that light.
Okay.
You found that? And who do you see when you look into that light and the angels will help you?
My mom.
What does your mother say to you, Olivia?
We've missed you.
Beautiful. She say anything else?
Welcome home.
Beautiful. How do you feel about that, Olivia?
I want to go home.
Beautiful. And in a moment, I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1. We're going to send a pulse of blue light through the net. This might tickle a little bit, but it's going to help you to disconnect. And I want you to help the angels place all your energy into that net so we can lift you off. And I want this one to feel this energy lift off as we do this. 3, sending that pulse of blue light through the net, swirling through the net, detaching. Olivia's placing her energy into the net. It's all into the net now. Let's gently lift out now, 2, almost out, and 1 out in the lightest source with her mother. But before you go, Olivia, is there anything you would like to tell this one?
Stop listening to other people.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Thank
be you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Is there anything this one would like to tell Olivia before she goes?
Take care.
Beautiful. As we cut that final cord between Olivia and this one, cutting that cord, and as we watch Olivia go into the lightest source with her mother to heal and continue on her journey, watch them disappear. Let's go back and look at the thing that Olivia said was behind her. We have it in the net now. When you focus in on that, what color do you sense that to be?
Black.
Mm-hmm. And this black energy, I'd like to speak to it. If it had anything to say, what would it say?
Hi.
It's good to speak to you. What are you doing there in this one?
Taking care.
Mm-hmm. And so you're taking care of her?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Do you ever remember a time of having a human body?
No.
No. So what are you doing there in this one? Who sent you here?
Who sent me?
Mm-hmm. Who sent you there? If you didn't have a human body, who sent you here to attach to this one?
Well, I did.
I see. And so you say you're trying to take care of her, but what are you doing?
I'm just here.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about that. You're just here, but what are you doing there? Why did you go to this one?
She was vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
She was open,
Yes.
easily influenced.
Mm-hmm. And since she was open and easily influenced, what were you trying to accomplish?
Taking control.
Mm-hmm. Why do you want to take control of this one? What's so special about her?
Feels good.
Mm-hmm. And by you taking control of her, or trying to, what have you been doing?
Causing harm.
What are you doing?
Causing harm.
Mm-hmm. And tell me about that. How are you causing harm to her?
She does things she doesn't want to.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have control.
Yes. What do you make her do to cause harm?
Make her eat very strangely.
Yes. Anything else? How else do you control her?
Her thoughts.
What do you do with her thoughts?
Make her overthink.
Mm-hmm.
And give her the negative spirals.
Yes. And then what does this cause her to do? What do you keep trying to keep her from doing?
Loving herself.
Mm-hmm. Why do you want to keep her from loving herself?
Then you stay in control.
Mm-hmm. And who told you to do this to this one?
I couldn't tell you.
I understand. You couldn't tell me. Why can't you tell me?
Don't even know.
Mm-hmm. And so, but someone else had sent you here to do this, to keep her down, influence her thoughts.
Doesn't feel like it.
Mm-hmm. I see. And how old was she when she was open? What was going on in her life that allowed you to get in there?
She was so sad.
Mm-hmm. And this left her open and vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Is there any other issues that you caused this one since you've
Mm-mm.
attached to keep her in control?
Mm-mm.
Let's have the angels. Angels are gathered around you. They're sharing our love and light with you. Going to help you to focus. They have a message for you of what you can expect if you detach from this one. What do they tell you?
The angels.
Yes. What do the angels tell you?
It's gonna be all right.
Hmm. What else do they say to you?
You're safe.
Beautiful. Let's have the angels show you an image of what your journey is going to look like after you detach. What do they show you?
The garden.
Yes. What about that garden? How's that garden look to you?
Very pretty.
Hmm. What else do you like about that garden?
It's a place to rest.
Yes. You don't have to be doing this any longer. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Are you ready to detach from this one so you can go rest in that garden?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. In a moment, I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1. We're going to help you to detach. But first, what I'd like you to do is want you to look deep inside your beingness for the tiny spark a source. It's really small. You've lost it. We'll help you shine it so you can find it. Tell me when you find that spark.
I found it.
Let's expand that spark out to be larger than what you are. I'm not sure what you look like, but let's wrap that light all the way around you, your own internal power source. You don't need this one any longer. How does that light feel?
Feels so good.
Beautiful. You forgot this, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and let's get you off. As I count backwards from 3 to 1, we're going to send a pulse of blue light through the net. This is going to help you to detach. I want you to help the angels place all your energy into that net so we can lift you off. 3, sending that pulse of blue light through the net, swirling through, detaching. This energy is placing its energy into the net with the angels. This one is taking her energy back as we do this. It's all in the net now. Let's gently lift out now 2, almost down, and 1 out in the lightest source with the angels. But before you go, is there anything you would like to tell this one?
Mm-mm.
Is there anything this one would like to tell this energy before it goes?
Now you can rest.
Beautiful. As we cut that final cord between these two, as we cut that final cord and we watch that energy go with the angels back to the lightest source to heal and continue on its journey. What color light can we bring into the stomach area for you for healing?
Green.
Beautiful green ray. Let's have Archangel Raphael assist with the healing on this. As well as I strike the tuning fork for the color green, I want you to place that frequency there. Placing that frequency there. As that frequency swirls outwards, those feelings, emotions, and issues that were not ours just fall away. As that frequency swirls outward, the light gets stronger. Your self-confidence, your inner power, your sensuality, your creativity, your joy, your stability and security and independence and strength all come flooding back in. That loving connection of compassion and forgiveness and trust and passion come flooding back in. How does that feel since we lifted those 2 energies off?
It feels light.
Beautiful. And as they continue to heal these areas, let's continue with our scan. Let's look for any low-level, dark, dense energy that should not be there. Any feelings or sensations, emotions, pain, or discomfort. Let
Mm-mm.
me know if you find anything.
Mm-mm.
Let's go ahead and have Archangel Michael place his net of white light around all the energy centers of this one, around the physical body and the energetic field. It's a very large net. What I'm going to do is we're going to send a pulse of blue light up through that net. I'm going to signify that with the tuning fork. I want you to watch that blue light come up through the body. This is going to bring anything to the surface that we might have missed as we do this. I'm going to strike that tuning fork now, sending that bright blue light up through that net as it enters into the feet, swirling around the legs, around the root chakra, around the sacral chakra, around the solar plexus chakra, around the heart chakra, swirling around the throat, around the third eye, the crown, swirling around the crown, and then out the crown. And as we did this, did this bring up anything that we might have missed?
Mm-mm.
May I speak to this one's higher self, please?
Mm-hmm.
Could you do a scan of this one's body and make sure that we removed all the entities, anything blocking, any emotional blockages that we have as well, AI or implants? Let me know if you find anything.
She's good.
Beautiful. Is there any trapped emotions that we can remove today for her?
You got them.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. I'd like to do a chakra balance and rebuild. Is that appropriate this time?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Thank you. I want you to tell me what you see, experience, sense, or feel.
This garden feels a bit colder.
Mm-hmm.
Like I need a jacket.
Yes. What color jacket are you getting?
Blue.
Mm-hmm. As you look down at where your feet would be, what do you notice about your feet?
I have boots on.
Mm-hmm. And as you scan up your body, do you notice that you're male or female?
Female.
Mm-hmm. Do you sense that you're young or old?
I'm young.
Mm-hmm. Are you carrying anything in your hands or wearing any jewelry?
I'm carrying a stick.
Mm-hmm. What do you use this stick for?
Adventure.
And how do you use this stick for adventure?
I'm playing with it.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. As you scan your face with that magic mirror, what do you notice about your face?
I'm young.
Mm-hmm.
Not very innocent.
Yes.
Very full of life.
What color's your hair?
It's brown.
Beautiful. And are you wearing anything on your head?
I have a little hat on.
Mm-hmm. You say that you look younger in this place. Is it younger than you are now in this incarnation?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Tell me what happens next. So you have that jacket on and your boots with that stick for adventure. What do you do next?
I go home.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about home.
Like a log cabin.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's yelling at me.
What is she saying to you?
She's telling me that it's cold outside
Mm-hmm.
and that it was getting dark and I could have gotten a cold.
Mm-hmm. What do you do as you enter into that log cabin?
I sit down on a chair
Mm-hmm.
at the table.
Yes.
She's making dinner.
What is she making for dinner?
She's making a soup with vegetables, carrots, water,
Mm-hmm.
celery, some kind of meat. Can't tell.
Beautiful. And this your mom in this scene that we're seeing today.
Mm-hmm.
Is this your mom that you have in this incarnation?
No,
No. Tell me what she looks like.
she looks older than I do.
Mm-hmm.
She has brown hair with some gray in it.
Yes.
She's taller. She's slender. She's wearing an apron. She looks very warm.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And the eyes are the windows to the soul. When you look into her eyes, do you recognize these eyes in the lifetime we're living now?
Mm-mm.
No. As you're sitting at that table in the chair, waiting for the soup, you sense that anybody else is in the house with you?
I have a brother.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about your brother.
He's older.
Mm-hmm.
He's tall too. He also has brown hair.
Yes.
He's a little disconnected.
Why does your brother feel so disconnected?
He's just in his own head.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to do things with me.
Yes.
Mm,
Is that because he's older?
mm-hmm.
Yes. The eyes are the windows to the soul. When you look into your brother's eyes, do you recognize those eyes in this lifetime we're living now?
My dad.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. What does your brother say to you?
He doesn't say anything.
Mm-hmm. What else do you notice as you're sitting at the table?
It's warm inside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hitting my feet together.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to go back outside.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's cold.
Yes. When you were outside, what were you doing outside?
In my imagination,
Mm-hmm. What was it that you were imagining?
I was imagining I was exploring the jungle.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
It was fun. No one does things anymore with me.
Mm-hmm. Does your mother have any messages for you to share with you today?
You'll never lose your sparkle.
Mm-hmm. What else does she say?
Says I'm fiery, fiery,
Mm-hmm.
and that I won't lose that.
Yes.
And that I have a sparkle that will never
Mm-hmm.
burn out.
Yes.
Like she's calling me a firework.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice.
Yes. Is there anything else that she would like to share with you?
That I have a lot of love in life. I just need to look around for it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see her in my life today.
Mm-hmm.
feels very familiar, but
Yes.
I don't see her.
Mm-hmm. Tell me what happens next.
I'm much older.
Mm-hmm.
I don't seem very happy.
Yes. Do you sense that this is the same girl that was seated at the chair waiting on soup after playing outside in imagination?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. How much older do you seem?
I seem like I'm 30.
Mm-hmm.
I seem very robotic.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more about that feeling of being robotic.
I have a set routine and I don't enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make me feel fulfilled in my life.
Yes.
I have a husband.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what I do. I think that's why I'm not happy.
Yes.
I am not doing anything.
Mm-hmm. And the eyes are the windows to the soul. When you look in your husband's eyes, do you recognize those eyes?
No,
Mm-hmm. What does your husband, what does he look like in this lifetime we're seeing?
he looks tall.
Mm-hmm.
He's very sophisticated.
Yes.
He has a lot of things to say about life and its dealings.
Mm-hmm.
He's he's religious. He
Yes.
talks often of Christ.
Yes.
He talks and talks and talks. I don't believe in it too heavily.
Yes.
I have my own beliefs. But if I share those with him, he'll get upset and angry.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. I think I have a child on the way that
Mm-hmm.
doesn't know that.
Yes. Your husband doesn't know that?
I don't share it with him for a while.
Mm-hmm. You get a sense of what your husband does, that he talks of Christ all the time.
He doesn't work with Christ. He
Mm-hmm.
was raised very religious,
Yes.
and it just stuck like spaghetti on a wall.
Mm-hmm. What does he do for a job?
He has some kind of office job.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like seems like we live in Europe,
Mm-hmm.
England.
Yes.
I'm looking around, and that's what it feels.
Do you get a
I don't,
sense? Continue.
don't think I do anything.
Mm-hmm. Do you get a sense of what time period this is?
Seems like the 40s.
Mm-hmm.
I
You,
can't see.
sense that you're a stay-at-home mother or
That's
housewife?
what happens, yes.
Yes. What do you sense the reason is that you didn't tell him that you're pregnant yet?
Wanted to keep it to myself.
Hmm.
I wanted to do more things.
Yes.
If I told him, he wouldn't have let me.
Yes.
He's very controlling in that sense.
Hmm.
He he likes to have control, and I question every day why I picked him.
Yes.
I think my mom told me I needed more lecture and control, and I leaned into that,
Hmm.
into the future.
Yes. And is that why you get a sense that you're not happy, is because this controlling and being in a set routine?
I think it just, life lost its sparkle.
Hmm.
Everything seems very mundane,
Yes.
very simple, very simple life.
Hmm. And as we look back in this lifetime, when was it that we lost that sparkle?
When I became a teenager,
Hmm. Was there something that caused you to lose that sparkle? What had happened that caused you to lose it?
my dad died,
Mm. Mhm.
and it was just my mom and my brother
Yes.
and me. He didn't die very nicely. It
Hmm.
was very tragic.
Yes.
I feel very sad.
Go ahead and leave that. Just allow that sadness to release. What was it, using all your knowing, what was it that he died from?
Gunshot wound.
Hmm. And what was this gunshot wound resulted from?
I think
What had
he
happened?
died in the war.
Hmm.
That's
Oh,
why he was away.
yes. And so he was a soldier in the war.
Hmm.
Yes. And when you look into your father's eyes in this lifetime, the eyes are the windows of the soul. Do you recognize those eyes in the lifetime you're living now?
Like someone that I love.
Hmm.
Can't make it out.
Yes. Beautiful.
And someone here, though.
Hmm.
I don't know why I can't say how.
And this is the point that you lost your sparkle when your father died in the war.
Hmm.
Yes. Tell me what happens next as this pregnant woman living a life that she doesn't enjoy, being controlled. What happens next?
I have a baby.
Hmm.
We're very happy.
Yes.
I think having a baby helped for some time, but not long enough.
Yes.
I think the same feelings returned. My, my solitude.
Hmm.
I always wanted to live a exasperous life
Yes.
with much memories and adventure like I'd once imagined. And I was frustrated to be living such a mundane life.
Mm-hmm.
So simple yet elongated, and no outlet to truly creatively express myself.
Mm-hmm.
I found that quite frustrating.
Yes.
I didn't really have a spiritual touch. I wasn't very connected, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I had my wavering beliefs, but I didn't have persisting faith.
Yes.
I'm older.
Yes.
I'm laying down. My husband's been gone for quite some time.
Yes. And he has passed away.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's just me and the kids and their families.
Mm-hmm. How many kids did you have?
I have two.
Mm-hmm. The eyes are the windows of the soul. When you look into your children's eyes, do you recognize those eyes?
My daughter's my mom.
Mm-hmm.
My son is.
Do you recognize your son's eyes?
I do, but can't figure out who.
Mm-hmm.
But it feels familiar to this lifetime.
Yes. Beautiful. As you're laying in that bed and your son and your daughter's families gathered around you, what do you sense is happening right now?
I feel peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very old and very tired.
Yes.
I'm ready to go home.
Yes. What is your son and daughter? Do they have any messages for you?
My son tells me to rest easy.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter's sad. She's excited that I get to go home.
Mm-hmm.
I always wanted to be my daughter. She didn't really know it, but I looked up to her.
Tell me why it is that you looked up to your daughter.
She never lost her sparkle.
Mm-hmm. Did you help her to maintain her sparkle?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. What else did your daughter do?
Traveled.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And as they are all gathered around you, what is it that are you of old age?
I left them already.
I see. Tell me about that.
I'm just looking over them now.
Beautiful. Look back at that body and make sure that we have all our soul fragments. We'll highlight those soul fragments if there's any left behind. Do you see any soul fragments?
One in my heart, one in my throat.
Beautiful. Let's 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 pick up those soul fragments. Let's gather those soul fragments. Let's have the angels help us to clean and clear those soul fragments before we reintegrate them back into the soul. Tell me when that is done.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. And they've been placed back into the soul, the fragments in the throat and the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it that you feel that these fragments were left behind in the throat and the heart in this lifetime?
I could have spoke up,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't do what my heart wanted to do.
Yes.
I wanted to help people and do something meaningful,
Mm-hmm.
and I never got to.
Yes. Do you sense what the lesson is that we need to bring forward with us?
Need to stay true to myself and my calling.
Mm-hmm.
And I must persist in my faith.
Yes.
Can never lose my sparkle.
Mm-hmm. What is it that you feel we could do to maintain that sparkle?
In this life,
Yes. What could we do?
speak up more
Mm-hmm.
and don't stop listening to the perspectives of others.
Yes.
Mhm.
Is there anything else that we need to gather or learn from this lifetime that we just seen today?
And there's consistent lessons to learn in each lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, it can never be just one lesson. It's a multitude, and through each life experience that you go through,
Mm-hmm.
you can't look at life on a timeline,
Yes.
but to look at your life and lessons learned. And when you're done with all of your lessons, it's when you move on to the next.
Mm-hmm.
But to not look at time as wasted, but everything has its meaning and its purpose, but in due time you will find out what that is.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Is there anything else as you sit watching over your children before you transition? Is there anything else that we need to learn or gather?
That I send them love.
Beautiful. You can send them love. What happens when you send them love?
Feel happy.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And as you see them change, go ahead and let's go into the white light of source. When you're ready, tell me what happens next.
I'm greeted by my father and my mother.
Mm-hmm. What message do they have for you?
Everyone tells me welcome home.
Mm-hmm.
We're resting.
Yes. And do you recognize your father and your mother in this lifetime you're living now?
Not my mother, but my father, yes.
Mm-hmm. You're there resting. What happens next?
Still resting.
Mm-hmm. As you look around, what does this look like where you're resting?
Nothing I could describe necessarily.
Mm-hmm. Do you notice anyone else there besides your father and your mother?
There's many people
Mm-hmm.
just resting.
Yes. Does your father and mother have any other messages for you?
No,
No.
I just feel their love.
Do you feel as if you'd like to advance time and space?
Mm-mm.
See what happens next? Just enjoy the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Is there anything else that we need to see or do in this in-between time where we're resting, in between lives?
Just understanding that this is what true peace feels like.
Beautiful. Let's take some snapshots of how that feels. True peace. What else happens in this time, this in-between time where you're resting?
We're just waiting.
Mm-hmm. What is it that you're waiting for?
Be called upon.
Yes. What do you sense happens when you're called upon?
You can meet with the masters.
Mm-hmm. The masters you speak of are the ascended masters.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. When someone's called upon and you meet with the masters, what's discussed?
You discuss the next life.
Mm-hmm. And
A lot of,
how is, continue.
a lot of people choose to go on to the next life, and you pick and choose what you are to learn,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go.
Yes. And how is
Yeah.
that decided what you need to choose to learn?
It's all dependent on your past lives
Mm-hmm.
and all the lives that you've lived, what you did and decided to do with your free will.
Yes.
And it's all analyzed by the masters and yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and you pick what you are to learn next,
Yes.
and you go. They don't overcomplicate it. It's not
Mm-hmm.
too complex.
Yes.
It's a simple analysis, and then you just continue on.
Mm-hmm. And tell me about the masters that meet with you when you pick.
And very wise,
Mm-hmm.
wise beyond thousands of years of knowledge.
Yes. Do you recognize any of them?
They all feel familiar, but no one to which I could put a face to.
Mm-hmm. And how does healing occur in this in-between time when you're resting before you choose your next lifetime?
A very bright light.
Mm-hmm.
You just heal in the light.
Yes.
It's very bright.
Mm-hmm.
That
Beautiful.
is where you rest. And then it prepares you for the next life.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that we need to gather or learn from this in-between time?
And always have faith.
Yes.
Always have faith. I can hear it all over me.
Mm-hmm.
There's the word faith.
Yes. Tell us more about this faith. What does faith mean?
Faith means trust in the divine.
Mm-hmm.
And trusting that everything is going to work out the way that it should because you chose it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the faith of it,
Yes.
the trust.
Beautiful. What lessons can we take from seeing this in-between time that we can apply to this lifetime we're living now?
Not lose faith.
Yes.
And that you just have to trust that everything's going to be okay,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what. And if you have faith in that, nothing will ever go wrong.
Yes. What can we use in this lifetime we're living now to help us to keep that trust and build that trust?
Just because bad things happen doesn't mean good ones aren't on their way.
Mm-hmm.
And to take those situations and analyze the meaning of them and
Yes.
what to learn, and that's how you flip it to the positive.
Beautiful.
By understanding that there's always something to learn, you're consistently adapting and shaping into who you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not going to become that person unless you learn through it.
Beautiful. And so by reframing and flipping the negative thoughts or dense thoughts that come in, we can maintain that faith.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
No one ever told people to be so negative, so I don't know how we learn to.
Yes.
So critical of ourselves
Mm-hmm.
and harsh on our circumstances when we don't have to be.
Yes. And you could have chose to show her many lifetimes today. Why is it that you chose to show this lifetime of this lovely lady that we witnessed?
She has so many expectations of a life that she wants to live
Mm-hmm.
and the kind of life that she dreams of, but has typically found herself adhering to other people's opinions and wants for her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's done that before. And she didn't feel fulfilled. So she shouldn't be repeating the same lessons that she's already learned. She'll figure it out, but she needs to stop listening to other people or even assuming what other people are thinking when they're not even thinking that.
Mm-hmm.
Her processes of overthinking are coming to be more negative than positive and resulting in harming her
Mm-hmm.
rather than helping her. She will live a fulfilled life. She needs to do it on her own terms and not others.
Yes, and is there anything else that you'd like to share with her that she can take from seeing this scene today?
She really never can lose her sparkle.
Mm-hmm.
It's impossible.
It's always there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What can she do when she feels like she's lost her sparkle? What can she do to find that again? To realize it's always been there.
It's simple. Just dance.
Beautiful. Just dance will bring that sparkle back.
She just has to connect with the simplicity of life again,
Mm-hmm.
which is all in her present moment. And she wants to connect faster. She used to find herself in nature and not the city.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. So connect to nature more,
Mm-hmm.
dance and bring back the simple things that we used to do as a child.
And simplicity's peace.
Yes. Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Is there any karma still playing out that she can release today?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What karma does she need to release today?
And she holds guilt and shame for her understanding that she can hurt people that she loves.
Mm-hmm.
She's held on to that much longer than needed.
Yes. What can we do today to help her release that?
She can forgive herself. She's capable.
Yes.
She just takes more time than needed
Mm-hmm.
or necessary. But that's her own way.
Yes. Can you help her to release these by reminding her?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Is there anything else that we can do in this session to help release the emotion she's holding? Or have they been released today?
She found it in her rest.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for that. Is there any healing, additional, or help required by her physical body this time?
Mm-hmm.
Is all her energy centers spinning open and balanced as they should be?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any upgrades that we can start for her today? Anything she needs to be aware of? Any
She
gifts we can?
needs, she needs to let things flow.
Mhm. And
And
what's the
she will see her gifts come to life.
beautiful? What's the best way for her to allow things to flow?
Meditation.
Mhm.
Meditation.
Is there anything else?
She already knows everything.
Mhm. What's the best time for her to meditate?
Mid-afternoon.
Mhm. Beautiful.
She does not choose to, though.
Mhm. Can
But
you
she
help?
needs to.
Yes, she needs to so she can open up that flow. And can you help to remind her?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. And her going into nature more too will help with that flow.
Anything more?
Yes.
No.
Will her going into nature help with that flow as well?
Yes.
Beautiful. Is there any AI or implants that are not for her best and highest good that we can remove today?
No.
Is there any black magic that's been placed on her that we can remove today?
No.
Are there any negative energy cords that we can cut today that are no longer serving her best and highest good?
There's an energy cord.
Where's this connected at?
Just so she can stop thinking about him.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be an energetic pool.
Yes. It's drawing from her energy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And why was that cord placed there? What was that cord placed there for? Did she place that cord?
Like the both of them.
I see. How are they connected on a soul level? What is the
They're
reason for this?
connected. They're connected. They taught each other a lot in this life.
Mm-hmm. And have they worked together in other lives as well?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They have. They're very special to one another.
Mm-hmm.
But she needed to learn she can hurt people that she loves.
Yes.
She needed to learn many lessons through that,
Yes.
and not just the ache of losing someone else through death.
Mm-hmm. So
It'll
you
be
would,
okay, but
yes.
for her to call her energy back to herself, she needs to cut this cord.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and cut that negative cord. Let's cut that cord. We can use whatever you'd like to cut that cord. You can use Archangel's Michael's flaming sword if you'd like. Let's go ahead and cut that cord. Cutting that cord, and let's provide healing back both ways to this one and to Quentin. Sending healing. And is there still a good positive cord connection between those two?
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to strengthen that cord today?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and as I strike the tuning fork for pure white light, let's go ahead and envision that cord strengthening, getting stronger. That negative cord has been severed, no longer drawing on the energy, and this cord is supposed to be there. We can watch that pulsating and getting stronger. How does that cord look now?
Looks healthy
Beautiful.
and strong.
Is there anything else that she needed to learn from this relationship? Anything you'd like to share with her?
She needed to learn to be independent,
Mm-hmm.
but to depend on herself. And that everything that she needs in the world, she first needs to find within her. She knows all of this.
Beautiful. It's just good to, it's hard to be in this dense reality, and we need to be reminded sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for that. She has a phobia of sharks and elevators. Can you show her where that comes from so we can release it?
It was once an elevator accident.
Mm-hmm. And now that we've seen that, and now that she's seen that, can she release that today?
Mm-hmm.
It no longer applies in this incarnation we're living now. Let's go ahead and release that. What is it about the sharks that she needs to understand?
She's never going to get hurt by one.
Did you say she's never not going to be hurt by one, or she was?
She's never going to get hurt by one
Where does the
in
fear?
this lifetime.
Where does the
But
fear
she
come?
once was in a past life.
Beautiful. And now that we've seen that, we can release this today.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. She go ahead and let that go. Will not happen in this lifetime. Thank you so much for that. Has all of her eating habits been influenced by the entities that we removed today?
Mm-hmm.
Now that we release those entities, she can release that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else additional that she can do to help release that?
Needs to follow her intuition.
Mm-hmm.
Be intuitive, not restrictive.
Yes.
And then she can be happy.
Beautiful. And now that we've increased and opened up that energy flow, she'll be able to better follow her intuition
Mm-hmm.
and be happy.
Mm-hmm. She'll be in the present moment then.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. She's having issues or skin issues. Why is she having those?
She thinks too much about it.
She's thinking too much about the skin issues or other things.
Mostly other things, but then hyperfixates on what she shouldn't. And it also influences the way her body reacts.
Mm-hmm.
She just needs to know everything's going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that she shouldn't stress. It's all her own doing as to why her body's reacting the way that it is. She just
Beautiful.
needs to take care of herself a bit better, and she'll be all right.
Is there anything that she should do instead of focusing on what should she do?
To go for a walk
Mm-hmm.
and talk to a friend.
Beautiful. Is there anything else that she should do to not be focusing on the stress?
Doing more things with her friends. Putting herself out in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of remaining in solitude.
Yes. Is there anything that will help her to feel comfortable with putting herself back out in the world?
Understanding her worth
Mm-hmm.
and knowing that she is worthy of everything.
Yes. She is a beautiful, bright light and always has that sparkle.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. Is it appropriate to ask her questions now at this time?
Mm-hmm.
She'd like to know what is her purpose or lesson in this lifetime.
Help people.
Mm-hmm. And is helping people what her career path should be as well.
It should be, but she will figure that out later.
Mhm. And will she see financial success in her career in the future?
Yes.
Yes. Beautiful. What what should she be? She's purpose is to be helping people. Can you share with her what she should be doing?
Healing work.
Hmm. And is there any particular type of healing work that you'd like to share with her?
She'll find that out soon.
Beautiful. And I trust that you'll show her either in video or books what she needs to learn.
Mm-hmm. It's in
Beautiful.
divine timing.
Yes.
She's just impatient sometimes.
Hmm. Yes. It's very hard for us not to be.
Very true.
Hmm. And does she understand now what she was supposed to uncover lessons with her romantic relationships?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Is there anything else that you would like to share with her about that?
She will always be abundant in love.
Hmm.
Always.
Yes.
It is never lacking. So she should have no worries.
Hmm. She had a question about how is love going to unfold in her future. Can you answer that for her?
It's gonna unfold beautifully.
Hmm.
She's seen it happen before, and that's
Yes.
no reason that it wouldn't happen again. But she needs to practice patience.
Hmm.
In divine timing, everything will come.
Yes. And was her other lesson was to practice more self-love and independence?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And she needs to give herself love before she can give it to others.
Yes. Let's go ahead and let's show her how that love feels. Let her feel
It's
that.
very good.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And she can take a snapshot with this and feel that love. It's always there.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. She was wanting to know if her calling to help people was to become a therapist.
It's one of them,
Hmm.
but not all.
Yes. And she wanted to know, we've seen a few of people in the lifetime we saw today. Has she lived multiple lives with specific people in her life today?
Mm-hmm. The
Yes.
important ones.
Yes.
She knows who they are and the significance that they play. She didn't meet them for no reason in this lifetime,
Hmm.
which is why she feels such strong connections to them here.
Yes.
Every single one of them was her soul tribe.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. What is she supposed to focus on healing today?
She still needs to work on her self love
Hmm.
and the way that she perceives the world when negative happens.
Yes.
Her self love and faith.
Beautiful. Is there anything else that she should be focused on healing?
Just those two for now.
Thank you so much for that. How do her angels and higher you complain or communicate with her today?
In her head, and then numbers.
Is there any other signs that she needs to take notice to?
When she has a thought and it gets talked back to,
Mm-hmm.
that's us.
Yes.
And the ringing in her ears.
Mm-hmm. And when that answer comes back, how does that feel to her? Can you show her how that feels?
Mm-hmm.
And she understands that now?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. What was the orange, yellow, light figure that she saw in the dorm?
It was Dylan.
Mm-hmm. How was it that he presented that way? Why did he present that way to her?
He knew she'd understand
Mm-hmm.
and that she wouldn't be scared.
Yes.
He couldn't show any way else,
Mm-hmm.
or else she wouldn't have reacted or felt the way she did.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first and the only time he'd ever show himself to her
Yes.
in this lifetime. He
And is
won't again.
yes. Was there any messages that he had for her?
He tells her every day how much he loves her.
Mm-hmm.
She feels this,
Yes.
and she communicates with him often. If he tells her anything all the time, it's how much he loves her.
Yes.
It's all he ever wanted her to know.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that she needs to know from Dylan?
Mm-mm.
Beautiful. Let's thank Dylan for giving us that message. She hears it daily. Let's thank him. What is she supposed to look out for in the future? Is there anything that she needs to look out for?
She needs to understand things are going to happen when she least expects it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing to look out for except for going with the flow.
Yes.
There's nothing she can look out for. It's just going to happen. She just needs to be more observant of the world
Mm-hmm.
and find herself back to the present moment.
Yes.
That's what she needs to look for.
Does she understand how that flow feels, being in the flow and in the present moment?
Mm-hmm. She does it well.
Beautiful. Is there any final messages for this one?
She must have faith. She can't lose it
Mm-hmm.
or lose sight of it. It's always there, even when she can't see it. But faith and love always surround her. And that's what will push her through the tough times.
Anything else, or are we complete?
We're complete.
Beautiful. I want to ask you to keep upgrading the body and continue with any healing that this one requires over her sleep cycles.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. I want to thank you so much for coming through today and conversing with us. I want to thank you for all the help, healing, and wisdom that you provided for us today. And now I'm asking the higher self to recede with much love and much thanks for all the information they have given us today. We're asking the higher self to recede back into the time, space, reality, dimension, and location in which they belong with so much love and so much thanks.